biggest, bro. We dive into comics, from pages to screens, collectibles and culture like you've never seen. D1 and only spinning tales so grand. From Marvel to Disney, she's a digital fan. Raven takes the stage with insight so keen. She brings a perfect balance to the entire team. Get your comics ready, your collection's on display. From action figures that fans love to play. The biggest bro steps onto the stage with his joyful laughter. The fans are all the rage. From his comedic charm to his biggest heart, he brings the vibes from inside and out. He leads with love, and that's without a doubt. Welcome to VeVe Radio, where the fandom grows. With the one and only Raven and the biggest bro. We dive into comics, from pages to screens, collectibles and culture like you've never seen. Get ready, kick back, enjoy the space. VeVe Radio's lit for everyone in this place.
Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. We live and we live. We live and we alive. And we live to feel the vibe. And we are live. Welcome to VeVe Radio. Oh, it is your boy, the biggest bruh. Oh, back at it again with episode number 8 of VeVe Radio, powered by, fueled by, sponsored by VeVe and VeVe Comics. Let's go. Just let you know, this is not financial advice. Do your own research. We are regular people with regular opinions. And guess what? Opinions can change. And now, introducing my host, my co-host, D1 and only.
Hi, everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good night, wherever you are. Thank you all for tuning in. We are live, baby. We had to do a little pivot because, X was getting a little wonky, but hey, we have a contingency plan. But before we move on, let us bring in another wonderful co-host of the show, Raven.
Hello, thank you. I'm excited to be here again for another awesome episode of VeVe Radio. And yeah, guys, thank you for being here. We have a giveaway today, but today's a little different since we had to pivot a little bit. So all you have to do to enter this giveaway is #pivot for a chance to win, and you must be present to win. So yeah, let's go, guys.
Let's go. This is what we're talking about. We had to pivot because guess what? If Elon doesn't want to work, it's okay. But we came in, clocked in, burned the early hour oil, and VeVe Radio will go on. We're presenting to you a nice visual journey today. But next week, we'll be back with our visual and audio journey. But we're really excited to bring this to you. I have the best team in the world. We can pivot. We can do whatever. Go ahead. Try to take it away. We'll go on TikTok. We'll go on Instagram. We will find a way to bring the show to you guys today. Let's go. So make sure you follow, subscribe, and like VeVe Digital Collectibles and VeVe Comics on all their social platforms. Discord, X, IG, TikTok, and Facebook. Let's go.
And we can't see a lot of people like how we do on Spaces, but we do have some people in the chats that I'm just gonna acknowledge since I see you. We have Frobro, we've got Video Shane, Hinano, we got Jeremy, Alejandro, and that's all I can see so far that's typed in the comment box. But there are 33 eyeballs out there, so please enter the giveaway, and then we can see who's watching. But let's go.
Make sure you enter #pivot for your chance to get a giveaway from VeVe today. Let's go. So we did have some homework from our boy Kid Arcade. It wasn't quite homework, as more of a shill to buy Lethal Protector. But since I do have a Lethal Protector, I actually did take a chance and read it, and it's a really interesting story because Eddie Brock is making a deal with Spider-Man to basically leave New York. So he goes to San Francisco and he's trying to live his life as Venom. He's trying not to stay out of crime and stuff like that. But then the story starts off, Spider-Man hears something's going on in San Francisco. He goes over there to fight Venom again, but come to find out that it's Venom that he's actually teaming up with to fight the different symbiotes that come to our planet and try to take over. So it's a really cool story. I just read the first book out of 6 there is. So yeah, it's a really cool intro story. If you have not got a chance to pick up this book, take a look at it, pick it up. There's only 1,000 editions. This was a very limited Comic-Con exclusive that they did, that you had to be there or be on the streams to figure out what's going on. So really rare book. I had a really good time reading it. What about you guys? Did you guys get any reading done this week?
I didn't read this one, but I did read was it Zero Ghost, because we had the second one drop the other day. So I read the first one, and that's an excellent read as well. So I'm going to pick up the second one for that. That's on my reading list. What about you, Dee?
I was such a bad student and didn't read anything. The only thing I read was how to do stuff on the VeVeverse.
That is a legit kind of distraction right now, right? It's hard to read the comics when you're wanting to place them and put them in a nice special place in your VeVeverse home. Yeah, it's very exciting. And that's why we have group projects, right? So as a group, we passed. Let's go.
There you go.
Let's go. I have the best team.
That's right.
We write our own rules.
You know what I mean? So we're gonna pivot to the Marvel Comics list that are coming out tonight. Dee, take it away.
So the Marvel Comics we got, they're dropping this Wednesday at 12 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. We have Star Wars Legacy of Vader #2, X-Men #13, X-Factor #8, West Coast Avengers #5, Amazing Spider-Man #69, Deadpool #12, All New Venom #4, Alien Paradiso #4, Iron Man #6, Hellhunters #4, Hellverine #4, Phoenix #9, Sabretooth The Dead Don't Talk #4, Power Man Timeless #2, Nick Fury vs. Fin Fang Foom #1, and Namor #8.
All right, and then the Dynamite Entertainment, and that was what Little Man was waiting for, because he wants to know all about Garbage Pail Kids Origins #1. We also have Green Hornet Miss Fury #3, Space Ghost #5, Space Ghost #11, Johnny Quest #3, Mars Attacks #1, Lord of the Jungle #3, Elvira Mistress of the Dark #4, Reanimator #4, Masquerade #4, and Lady Demon #1. And Raven, I think we have some Humanoid comics coming out today.
We do have some Humanoids comics dropping on Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. We have Shy Ninja #1, Snow Day Volume 1 #1, Snow Day Volume 2 #2, the Meta-Baron Volume 5, Rena the Meta-Guardianess #5, the Meta-Baron Volume 6, No Name the Techno-Baron #6, the Meta-Baron Volume 7, the Bastard #7, the Meta-Baron Volume 8, the Proto-Guardianess #8, the Techno-Priest Volume 2, No Hope, Penitentiary School #2, Techno-Priest Volume 3, Planeta Games #3, the Techno-Priest Volume 4, Alcatraz #4, and Acardi and the Lost Titan.
Man,
you guys gave me the crazy ones to read.
Yeah,
Some crazy
Humanoids
names.
comics got the crazy titles. They got the crazy titles, man. But yeah, so out of those, Dee, did you have a book that you wanted to pick out, or Raven?
What was that? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dee.
Yes, I just had I picked the Shy Ninja, which I thought was I don't know, I think I might pick that up in the store just to also read with the kid. So this is about an 11-year-old kid named Rena who suffers from social anxiety disorder, leaving her feeling like an outsider. But when on a dare she enrolls in a fake-sounding school for ninjas, she quickly learns that it's no joke and that she's destined for ninja greatness if she can conquer her fears in time to save her family from danger. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So it's kind of like, even though she suffers from this disorder, there's possibly like a chance that she can get out of like her state of, feeling kind of like secluded from the other kids by joining this, I don't know, this group, and get her. It's kind of like how in this cover, it's like split in between, right? So it's like alternate. It's like an alternate persona. So
Nice.
I'm excited to kind of like read about that and see what the kid thinks about it too.
Let's go. And what about you, Raven? Did you have one that you were interested in?
Yeah, and this week it wasn't a Marvel one. This week, what caught my eye was the Garbage Pail Kids Origin #1 from Dynamite. So when I saw that, like I had this kind of flashback to being a kid, and I do remember collecting. I thought they were stickers. That's what my memory is. That they were stickers that I collected or something of the Garbage Pail Kids. And then so today I investigated a little bit more, and it was that they did have Garbage Pail Kids, and they were like sticker collecting cards. I think made by Tops. And I guess originally they were a play or like a parody against, the Cabbage Patch Kids back in the day, the little dolls. So I think that was in '85. And then looking into this comic, it's kind of cool because it's an origin story of kind of how these characters became Garbage Pail Kids. And I probably watched too much of the video, so I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I think this is going to be a fun one to read.
Yeah, it looks super cool. I remember my older brother having the stickers, the cards. It was really funny just reading the different names of just the different Garbage Pail Kids. Really, really cool. For me, I had to go with Dynamite Comics too. So a little bit of no love for Marvel this week, but we'll get into that. But I went with Mars Attacks #1. Mars Attacks is a movie that's near and dear to my heart that I loved as a kid. So just to see what origin story that this is going to come about and what we can learn. I really like the old timey variants on this comic right here. I hope that one with just the white background, that's a secret rare with the alien right there. I hope that was a secret rare. It looks really cool. Just excited that get to read some of these stories of some of these IPs that we grew to love. Also, I just want to mention that the Marvel Rivals variants are coming to the app. There are some, just this off tangent, and you can definitely find that out with Mahalo Show later on today, camping out for Comic Book Wednesday. But we do have a couple of comics that are going to come out this week on VeVe proper. Today we have Jeff #1. It's Jeff, the little land shark that everybody's growing to love. That is my mortal demise in video games right now. So I'm not very much of a fan of Jeff the Shark as a competitor, but he is very cute and people will really gravitate towards him. And then also we have the Beauty and the Beast dropping out with a comic book. Raven, do you know anything about this?
Yes, I can share some info with you guys. We have the Beauty and the Beast comic, and it's Belle embarks on a magic adventure, meeting many enchanted friends, and will soon learn that appearances can be deceiving, and that beauty is found within. Disney's Beauty and the Beast drops in blind box, waitlist format, Wednesday the 12th at 8 Pacific. And we have, how many editions do we have here?
5.
There's going to be 2,000 editions, $6.99, and the lowest available to the public is number 149. There's going to be 800 commons, 520 uncommons, 400 rares, 200 ultra rares, and only 80 secret rares. And this will only be in the store for 30 days, and then they're gone.
I really like the animation on these covers, like straight from the movie, right? Like it's pretty cool. One of my favorite stories. My wife and I love this story a lot because I'm a giant beast and she's a tiny woman who likes to read books. So, all right. And then we also have Jeff, and it's the Jeff verse #1 coming out. Not to be confused with It's Jeff #1 that came out today. We have another one that has the Jeff verse. All right. We have, I believe it's going to be 3,000 editions total. $6.99 going to be dropping on Thursday at 8 a.m. First available mint is $162. These covers are pretty cool. I like the common a lot. Uncommon is still the same. Rare with the little Thor variant. I like that. With the black cat and the stealing from the safe. Jeff just eating because that's all he does is eat all day. Greedy shark. And then we have Halloween Jeff as our secret rare. Let's go. So yeah, as you guys know, we do still have our segment which we like to call Burn Watch, which is our comic burns, because we had our first big comic burn on February 28th. And we're going to keep the segment even though that the big burns have already happened, because in a couple of weeks we'll have our first rotating comics, because now comics are only available for 30 days at a time. So now we're going to pivot to, do we save this comic from extinction, or do we, buy it up? You know what I mean? We just let it go, or we let it go. So so we're going to have the save or set sail edition for our new segment. So yeah, man, how do you guys feel about the comics this week?
I went for one of the Jeff's Day. I don't know anything about the Jeff comics, so I want to read that and see what all the talk's about. But of course, I got my beautiful common. And then Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, I think I'll grab a Beauty and the Beast
for
as
sure.
Well, the covers look really good too.
I'm gonna try to get that secret rare, man. I want that secret rare. I ain't gonna lie. What about you?
I might go for the Beauty and the Beast too. Just because when I was growing up, I had a lot of the little mini golden. It's like those little mini Disney books, but they have like gold spines.
Oh yeah,
golden Gate or something like that.
I know what you're talking about though. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I used to read like so many Disney books, and yeah, one of my favorites was the Beauty and the Beast as well. So maybe I'll get that just for nostalgia purposes.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, a word from our sponsor. We interrupt your regularly scheduled broadcasting with a special message from Wonder Woman and She-Hulk.
Hello, my fellow sisters. We would like to take a moment to recognize the amazing women of the VeVe community. The support, honesty, and friendships these women share are unmatched. May this day be a reminder of your strength and the powerful impact you have on each other.
We would also like to recognize the amazing men in the community for their kindness and support, as well as the many ways in which they continue to help these women shine.
We want every girl to know that her voice can change the world.
Wonder Woman, She-Hulk digital collectibles are available on VeVe. Collectors together, collectors forever, collectors at heart. Let's go.
Love the voice.
The perfect voice.
Good.
Yeah, Shane. Oh man.
Talk shows, boys.
So we had some exciting collectibles that dropped on VeVe last week. My Raging Cajun. Yes, Gambit was in the app. Raven, D, how did you guys fare with this before I tell my sad story? How did you guys do with this drop?
So I actually did not go for the drop, nor did I pick up any in the markets. But it's really cool to see the people, like other people putting out the post of, I think it's the ultra rare with all the cards around him spinning. So that was really cool. But yeah, I did not pick any up. What about you, Raven?
Yeah, I'm the same. Oh, sorry, same as D. I didn't go for it. I didn't pick any up. Doesn't mean I won't. Just haven't yet.
So I
And your
wanted,
story. I need to hear this.
yeah, I wanted this drop bad. This is my drop, right? So and I told myself, I loaded up the gems too. I loaded them up and I was like, I'm ready. I got 120 gems because I'm ready to strike, right? Like I loaded it up. And I don't know, something about it just like maybe just buy it in the aftermarket. Maybe they'll disrespect it, right? And so I was like, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna craft all the way up because I'm not gonna be in that 300 to craft, right? So and the craft happens, and everybody's crafted, and there's still like 100 left in the store of the SR, and I was like, maybe I should, but then I saw somebody drop the SR for 60 gems, and I was like, no, this Gambit's mine. Wow. I took the SR, right? I'm like, well, I got the SR now. Might as well get the UR. How much is the UR going for? 30 gems. What? Got that. And then I was like, well, I got the hardest two. Might as well pick up the rest, right? So if I listened to myself before and actually crafted to the SR, I would have saved myself 40 gems. But of course, I found a way to lose in VeVe, and that is what I'm best at. Common gang mentality. Let's go. Yeah, it hurt. It hurt. But I'm happy. I'm happy with my collectibles. Gambit look good. All the ones look good. The one he flips the card, the flame on the card, the one the card spinning around, even the SR, I really love it. I'm pairing it with my first appearance Gambit with the secret rare that I got on drop. Gambit's my guy. Gambit's my guy, and it's funny because now you can tell because everybody else is like, oh, Gambit's my guy, and so they got the cards and everything like that. So it's a wonderful day for Gambit fans. And hey, we might be getting a Gambit movie. I'll take it. You know what I mean? You know how long I've been waiting for that?
I love that snippet. It's like he's like the perfect guy as Gambit.
Yes.
Channing.
I love him as Gambit. So we also have the autopay feature that went live. I think we have some really good synopsis with that. I know I tried it. D, were you able to try it?
No.
What about you, Raven?
Yeah, I tried it the first day it went live, and yeah, it's good. It's perfect.
Heck.
I don't usually I won't have much use for it because I'm in a good time zone, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a drop where I'm not able to go for, I use it.
Yeah.
Yep. So
I'm awake during those hours.
Yeah, so I think another success, another little notch in the belt for VeVe. So look, we waited a long time for them to actually, do stuff, and they're doing stuff continuously. They're putting their head down and grinding and not over promising. This is what we wanted as fans of VeVe. So it's a good time to be a fan. We also have a couple of drops coming out this weekend. We have Ron English Propaganda Mogul Grin board game drop. Now, this is a very interesting drop with very interesting mechanics. Is there anything that catches your eye, Raven?
Well, this one, see, Monopoly was like one of my favorite games growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So I really want this. I like this. Like, it just brings back memories. I know it's a different twist on it, but I love board games just in general. And at first I was like, okay, 30 gems. I thought that might be a bit much. But then when you realize you can craft all of the pieces for free,
Mm-hmm.
it's even better. And then on top of that, isn't there a special edition within the original blind box?
Correct. So the original board is going to have 1959 pieces to them. So if you craft the board, you can craft all the other pieces because the board is the same amount of additions of the pieces as the board. So it's really cool. There's no race to craft. You don't have to worry about you not getting it. It's really cool. And the chase is this cathedral tank, which only has 41 additions. Now, I can't tell you, but I will tell you that this in the VeVe-verse will look probably spectacular. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Definitely will.
Yeah,
definitely will. Yeah,
the details I can see from this picture alone. We have some pretty cool crafts coming out, and some pieces that could be a board game pieces, could be putting your VeVe lawn. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? Who knows what you're gonna? You need a guitar tank. Come on, who doesn't want a guitar tank?
This is bringing back memories of like fighting over the pieces. Getting to pick your piece first. Like everybody wanted the car, or the guy on the horse.
Bro, I'm definitely picking the Hammerhead Shark car. Like that's wild. I mean, this is like what like a kindergartner's like dream car. Like the dream designs, and they just put everything together, and like it's smashed up. I love it. I love this. So I think I will be going for this. This is going to be dropping on Saturday, March 15th. Good luck to everybody that's going for it. 30 gems. Maybe we'll get some instructions on actually how to play the board game after that. What do you guys think?
I'm going for it.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Dee. Yeah, no.
What's really cool is these pieces, once we're able to put them in the VeVe-verse, because there's a lot of not a lot, but there's a few people that have built cathedral type looking things. So that'll be really cool if you're able to blow these up, and it'll be like matching kind of like with what you built. I think that would be really cool. Or blow up the pieces and make like a human. What is it? When you play chess, with the life size pieces, at like a
life size chess.
That would be so cool to play.
Life size Monopoly.
Yeah,
because I mean,
really cool.
Technically, you put this thing in AR, you could put it on the ground, and you could play life size Monopoly. Like this is
using your real cars too.
Exactly, using your real. Yeah, I mean, this is the type of thing that is going to make us kind of branch out and get people like to look and see like, wow, what are you doing right there? Oh, we're playing a game. But you guys are all on your phone. Yeah, we're staring at the board. You know what I mean? It's hopping around and stuff like that. So really, really cool. Speaking of really cool, the Mighties are getting a refresh. They're getting the update. We have the Fantastic Four getting their updates. And this time, the villain gets his due. Some people are speculating that the villains weren't getting any love because, we had Red Skull and he didn't really get the animation. So, but this time we do. We're taking these things down, guys. The Thing, he's going from 28,000 editions.
That's so crazy.
What were we doing back then? Like 30,000 editions, man. Basically cutting it down 10% to 3,479 on The Thing and on Mr. Fantastic, both having the same edition size. Then we're going to have Invisible Woman and Johnny Storm. Invisible Woman going from 20,000 editions to 2,400 editions. Then we have Johnny Storm, Human Torch, going from 15,000 editions to about 1,800 editions. And then, of course, Dr. Doom going from 5,000 editions to a nice 600 edition drop. I really actually like this a lot. Dr. Doom was a very big on the app in the beginning. So I'm really excited for this drop. Shout out to everybody that's holding Dr. Dooms. And all these upgrades are for $5. $5, that's it. I really think this is really cool. I really think it's cool. I believe you do burn these, correct?
I'm just reading through that. And it will cost some MCP points as well.
Yes. MCP points and burn. It looks like it's going to be 250 MCP points for each burn. So not bad at all. I really, really like this drop here. Shout out to everybody who's holding the Mighties and going to craft and, get a lower edition style.
I think I have all of these. Like I have to go double check. I'm hoping
I believe you, Raven. I think you do too.
I think I do.
He's like, I must have all the Mighties.
I know I don't have like all the Mighties, but I think these were earlier ones.
Yeah.
And it's cool that they dropped these
look good,
for the movie comes out too.
Exactly.
Yes, with Pedro.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. My wife, same thing. This is why she's excited. The Last of Us is coming back.
Yes.
Oh, is it?
Next
We
month.
didn't even finish
Next
it.
month, I
Oh my
think.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
we got some catching up to do.
I'm plagued with that and Bridgerton coming back to ruin my life. So there we go.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
In other news, we did have the Fishes airdrop. Brock dropped the welcome sign and the water slides. So we have the water slides. I believe you got for completing each set, or no? It's
Going. Oh,
is buying 20, or that's not happening yet, right? I should have thought about this before.
I can't remember. I know I got the water slide and there was another one.
Yeah, I got 2
A
water
sign.
slides and a welcome sign. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, and then there's only, I believe, like 200 and 400 editions on each of those. So shout out to Brock for continuous utility for his drop, man. And I think it was a great success, and I'm excited to see what other IPs or companies take advantage of such a great deal. And then we have the VeVe verse. Just everything exciting in VeVe verse. D, do you want me to show your screen?
Oh no, that's for later.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah. No, it's all good. So there's so many different people are attacking the VeVe in so many different ways. We have Mass Omi coming out with a nice maze. We have Master Roni who's having the scavenger hunts. We have the comic book store by California Comics. There's so many bright ideas, and just there's so many things that we can take this platform to. And this is only the beginning, right? And we actually have some really good vibe in the community about VeVeverse so far. Even if you're not a builder, you can sit there and decorate your house. I really like that it came with the prefabricated houses that we could just already load in and just start decorating how we want to. You know what I mean? And then you have people like Kid Arcade. I watched literally create furniture. He's creating shelves and tables, and it's like, dude, I need a Kid Arcade shelf. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like I need an oval type shelf. Like it's really cool. You know, so
very creative.
yeah, and you have people are paying in OMI, paying in USDT to design stuff. So it's a really exciting time. And it's fun to see what people are coming up with. You know, how do you guys feeling about the VeVeverse in week number 2?
Wow, 2 weeks already.
Yeah,
huh?
like you mentioned, the prefab house is like the villa. I really love that one. So that's what I've kind of been playing with now. And just what I've realized too with building in the VeVeverse is you really do have to think outside the box.
Yeah.
And you know, when you're trying to create and build things, like I like that you have the prefab house, so you know already have something set up, and then within that you can add more things and show off your collectibles, or you can build completely from scratch. But just that idea of like the other day I just wanted a fireplace, and I was like, how do I make, you know, fire and logs and stuff like that? And then I saw something Mascheroni did where he took a rock and flattened it just to add texture to like a lawn. So I use the rocks to make fire and wood. So just that idea of like really trying to expand your mind and think outside the box a little bit and be a little creative. And some people are just like, the way they take off with that stuff blows my mind.
Yeah, man. It's like I said, these are amazing creative people that we have in this community, and it's fun to see them at work. It's fun seeing new names getting involved in creating and commenting and stuff like that. So yeah, shout out to everybody. It's fun being in a market now because you're in a market buying different things for different reasons now. Before, you know, I wouldn't look at certain comics because like, I don't know if I'm reading the story, but now I'm like, I kind of need this cover to go along with my collectible. Like, ooh, I need this right here. So it's
There's
really
one
fun.
I have in mind that I want. So
And see, you can't even say it because you know people are
gonna go get it. Yeah.
No, I'm not even gonna say it. No.
I do like what Raven's Space too when she was showing us. I like what you did with your with the comic book covers and the collectibles, you know, matching them up in your space. So that was a very creative idea. And Another thing too that I enjoyed watching is like for arcade, seeing things from like an artist's perspective where they can just literally take a blank canvas and see them like put stuff out, and you're like wondering like what is that going to turn into. And as you see their progression, you're like, whoa, I never thought to use that to make this. That is crazy. So yeah, I've been enjoying being an observer when people put out, the little snippets of video that they catch on their like time lapse. So that's really cool to see.
Yeah. And speaking of making decisions, we did have a burn announcement for Disney collectibles on VeVe. So this is the first time we've seen Disney collectibles get burned. And speaking of the Vverse, it's a lot of the decorative stuff. We have the aquatic plant #1, aquatic plant big bronze #2, aquatic plant plush pink, the decorative rock #1, decorative rock #2, ocean coral #1, ocean coral #2, base for the xenomorph, the Nostromo corridor, basically the alien corridor, and Groot's Spider-Man, all the different Spider-Mans, they were all burned for the craft. So yeah, it's now more important than ever to get what you want right now, or you might have to face the market, which, I mean, if people start seeing, well, this aquatic plant, you can't get this plant anywhere. It was only a special Little Mermaid plant that I got. I see you got your coral reef right there. Might look nice with your fishies,
Yeah. So how fast did they do that? Sorry, Raven.
It was pretty fast, right, Raven?
Yeah, because I remember reading it, and then I was going to go back and see what they were, like get more details, and it was already done. So it makes me a little nervous because there are quite a few Disney sets I've yet to complete. And I was just like, oh, I've got time. So now I'm a little worried that they're going to start burning some of the other Disney collectibles.
Yeah, man, it's time. You have to get what you need. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Get what you get. All right, my friends. I think it's time to announce for the VeVe giveaway. All right. I'll send it to you, right, Raven? I mean, right, D?
Yeah, let me get that up.
So make sure, last chance, guys, make sure you're pushing #pivot. #pivot in the chats today.
Mm-hmm.
We had to pivot, but I think we're doing okay, right? We're doing okay. This is for me and D. This is home, right? This is home. we're used to YouTube. We're used to being on. Excited to have Raven with us now. Let's go. And again, guys, we will be back on X next week. But just in case it didn't work today, we want to make sure that you guys get the product. You guys get the show. We're going to make sure you get it any way you slice it. We will pre-record. We will find a way to get this out here. That is the true, real, uncommon podcast statement. Let's go.
Okay, so if your name is picked, please notate in the comments that you are here. Otherwise, we will have to redraw. All right, so ready, set. You guys can see this, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Pivot and draw. Let's see.
Ready to go. Who will win the VeVe collectible this week? It's gonna be Alejandro. Make sure. Are you in the chat still? Are you in the chat?
Please let us know.
Please let me know. Say I'm here so we know what's going down.
Here I am. If you're getting your coffee, step away and run to your phone and say you're here. Oh, there.
Alejandro is here. Shout out to you. All right.
Okay.
Make sure we're going to get you in contact with My Collectibles to put you on the list to receive your prize. Remember, guys, when you get picked for these prizes, please be patient. They will come. If you feel like it's been skipped, let us know. We will make sure. And to date, I believe, D, we have all of our winners paid out, correct?
Yes, that is correct. If that is not the case, please let me know ASAP and I will reach out to My Collectibles and the team. But as far as I know, everyone should have gotten what they want.
Yeah, and that's an awesome thing. It's an awesome thing that VeVe's doing it. They're out there. They're putting it out there. They're sharing the love again. So let's bask in this. Let's go. Let's go. All righty, here we go. Oh, shout out to Alejandro with a 5 gifted membership.
What?
Shout out to Alejandro.
Oh my gosh.
It goes a long way for the Real Uncommon podcast. They do so much for the community, and they
Thank
do
you.
it
Thank you.
for the love that we give them. So that helps out a lot. Shout out to you guys. If you did just get a membership, please go on the Discord and let them know, and you will be acclimated into the different giveaways and stuff the Discord has. So much stuff going down in the Real Uncommon podcast universe.
And I gotta say a huge shout out to Alejandro, because I'm gonna say it each time I see him. When we first started our YouTube journey, he was like one of the, I think, first 3 people that subscribed to the channel. So thank you, Alejandro. Appreciate you.
Shout out to Alejandro, man. What a cool person in the community. Let's go. Are you guys ready? We are
Yes.
going to go to a place and talk to a man who is an X-Men expert. He loved him so much. They call him Richard, but he's not a dick. My friend, your friend, Xhibition. Welcome, Xhibition. Welcome to VeVe
What's
Radio.
up?
How are you today, my friend?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you for that introduction. That was amazing.
Of course, of course. Really excited to have you here. Thank you for your time. Let's just get into it, man. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you into collecting in general?
Yes,
Like,
yeah, sure, man. So my name is Richard, also known as Exhibition. And well, I got into collecting. I always collected, I suppose. From when I was a young kid, I did used to do phone cards. Do you remember those phone booths? And you had those. Back in the day, you had the coins, right? And then they upgraded it to phone cards. The prepaid, I suppose. And that was the first thing I really started to collect. I still have them. I still have them. They're absolutely
wow.
worthless, but you know, it
But it
was
means
so
something to
fun.
you, though. Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah. Every now and again, then I find them again, and I just go through the books, and I'm like, oh, maybe there was something worth now. And then I look at marketplaces, and everyone is just selling them for like 500 for $10 or something. But I think that was my first serious collecting kind of thing, and I don't think I'm a huge collector though. I mean, over the years I've collected some things. The last thing I seriously collected was silver coins from
Okay.
also from Marvel, by the way. But I collected some silver coins, semi-numismatic for the people who are into it. What that basically means is that you have a coin and you have the silver value of it, but you also have the collecting value of it. That's why it's called semi-numismatic. So the rarer the piece, the more the people want them, the more they pay for it. So you always have the silver value of it, but you also have, so for example, I have a Deadpool coin, and that one is a coin that people want. So they pay like 3 or 4 times the silver value for it. And then you got a series, and the first one is Spider-Man, and that one, always the first one, that one goes like 8 times or something. So that was the thing that I really started collecting. But the problem with that is because it's physical, and silver it's not really that expensive. I think it's like $25 or $30 an ounce or something, whatever it goes for now. But if you buy every month a couple, that shit adds up. And at some point, you got you got a whole box of silver coins, and it's just in the way. And then you want to sell some because you buy a couple of them, so you're like, oh, I'm gonna sell these, and then it's really hard to sell the physical things because you have to send them, and we don't really have those expos or places to go. Well, maybe like once a year or something, but are you going to catch a train with your bag of silver coins? You just go
Yeah,
to
that might get too heavy.
right. You just go
Lugging
to
around.
Amsterdam. You just go to Amsterdam or something. Oh, I'm gonna sell my coins. Hey, buddy, what do you got there?
Well,
Nothing.
it'll be harder to rob you, right? Because it's really heavy to take.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's like
It's a
three guys.
weapon.
Yeah.
The cling cling. So, but yeah, it's a cool hobby. But yeah, the physical aspect of it. And then I have to send. Then I sold them on the internet a couple, and then you have to send them, and then you have to send them with the mail. Are they going to arrive? Maybe the other person's gonna say like, hey, I still didn't have them. Well, she already got them, and that sort of stuff. I was like, ah. So I kind of, stopped collecting them, and I pretty much sold them all because, at some point I discovered VeVe. And VeVe
Let's
doesn't have the
go.
problem of the physical stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So
Would you want to
I
see? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, would you want to see like silver coins or some like coin collecting on VeVe? Is that something you think would be a good
no,
transition?
no, the thing I really want to see on VeVe is trading cards. That is the big thing, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So maybe we should all buy some Omi so we can jack up the price so that they can buy Marvel Snap and we play Marvel Snap on VeVe with NFT cards.
A
That's a good
community
idea, right?
effort.
Let's
Come again?
go. It's a community effort. That'll be funny. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, I know
So,
you're playing a Marvel Snap as well, right,
oh
bro?
yeah, yeah. I love Marvel Snap. I haven't played in a while. I transferred into Marvel Rivals now, but I'm still
Right.
whole thing. I really loved Marvel when I was a kid. I was collecting the X-Men cards as a kid. Like I worked at the swap meet, and my mom used to pay me $5 to work. And in that time, I thought it was great because I'm getting 5 packs of cards. Like, oh, this is a
Right.
great exchange, But what got you into VeVe? Like you said that you were dealing with the coins. What got you in, and what hooked you to make you stay?
Well, I didn't know about VeVe. I was looking, and I didn't know really anything about cryptos and NFTs. Of course, I've heard about crypto over the years with the Bitcoin, going to ridiculous heights. So at some point, I was like, "Hey, man, I need to find out what this digital money is because everybody seems to make money of it except for me." So I started to look into it and what it's all about and all those different projects and Cardano and that sort of stuff. So I bought some coins, but the whole thing for me was it didn't really interested me. I mean, the money interests me, but um, the whole project, I just couldn't see it. Like it is digital gold, and I'm like, yeah, that's all good. But so my way of thinking was, um, if you lose your money or everything goes down, will I be okay with it? So, with other words, am I okay with this project and what they are doing? And so, I was looking for something that will be there in 10 years' time, and 20 years, or 30 years. Will be just that it just keeps going. And I don't know how, but probably it was a lazy Sunday, but I stumbled on VeVe and I was like, "Oh wait, what is this? Is this the project I'm looking for? I think so." So then I went into VeVe and for me an NFT it was just a monkey picture. I didn't know what NFTs was or what the technology was. It's just what every one in the mainstream thinks it is. Monkey pictures. So I thought this is stupid. This whole Vivi thing, Veve, Vive. How do you pronounce it? And then I was like, just like all the other people I've heard so many times, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna buy one, just as a joke, or two maybe. So I bought Astonishing X-Men #1 because that is pretty much my favorite. John Cassidy and Joss Whedon and Laura Martin. So I got that one, and then of course I had to get Uncanny X-Men 129. That is Kitty Pryde, Emma Frost, of course, and then so on and so on. And then I saw these ridiculous prices that people were paying for these comics. And I was already we already entered the bear market when I came in. I came in May 2022. So I think the peak was somewhere December 21, January 22. I think that was the
Yeah.
peak. And then I entered in May. So I was catching falling knives. I was like, wow, man, it's a perfect moment to get in. Look at these prices. 4 months ago, it was worth 800 euros or dollars or gems. And now it's only worth 200. It's a bargain. So, right? That's what I thought back then.
Man,
So then, yeah.
no, just coming from when those prices were high, man. I'm happy when people didn't catch it when I caught it. Right, like you caught it in May 2022. Thank you. Good for you. That's where I
Yeah.
wish I was.
Yeah, I did a little better, but to give an example, Powers of 10, the secret way, the one that connects with the House of X. So I was looking at that one, and I think at some point it sold for 1,600 or even 2,000 gems or something. So really high. And then I saw it somewhere around 800 or 900. I'm not so sure about it, but it was around that. And so I bought it for, let's say, 800. And it's like, I'm gonna sell this one for 1,200. I'm gonna make some money here. And then I just put it back on the market for 1,200, and then nobody bought it. And I was like, well, I think I'm a collector now.
Yes, you are.
Oh
Initiate.
man, right? And but now I see the Powers of 10. I think it's going for 100, I believe. So yeah, that kind of hurts. But I bought a second one for 200, and I bought a third one for around 100 as well, like 120 or something. And then I tell myself it's DCA. It's DCA.
Yeah, sure.
There you go.
That makes it better.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Well,
whatever
no,
you gotta tell yourself, right? To like, yeah, that's the reason why.
That's
no,
part of the journey, right?
Oh, absolutely. And but also the thing is, I've thought about it, and then I was like, yeah, this thing is worth 800 to me. So when it goes for 200, I was like, oh well, this is a discount. This is a discount. So, but I'm very happy with that one, and now we can actually put it into the VeVe verse. And what's so crazy is about Powers of 10. House of X, Powers of 10, that is the whole new era for the X-Men, right? Because the X-Men were not in a good place, and as most people know, that Disney was kind of jealous that Fox had all the rights, so they sort of tried to replace them with the Inhumans, and the whole stories. Yeah, it started a bit with X-Men Gold and that sort of stuff, and it was all like, yeah. Yet the whole marriage thing with Kitty Pryde and Colossus, and yeah, that was crappy. And then, but we got a good thing with Gambit and Rogue, of course. So they married. But yeah, the whole and Emma Frost was a villain again for some reason. I have no idea. Death of X was good with Cyclops. Cyclops became a sort of revolutionary leader kind of thing. And then they say like, "Oh, you're like mutant Hitler," and I didn't know where that came from. So they just trying to paint the X-Men in a bad light, and you know, and it worked because what the crazy thing is? At work, we sometimes get people they are like 18 or 20 years old. Most of them don't even know who the X-Men are, man. It's like that
That's
is
crazy.
ridiculous,
That's so
right?
sad. They're missing
Yeah, that
out.
is
That's
really
sad.
sad because they know Wolverine. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, but that's an X-Men. And they just look at me puzzled, It's like, and some
Like,
people
there's
have
more.
heard it.
There's more than.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then some people, yeah, I've heard about them and that, but the whole X-Men in the 90s, it was the biggest franchise ever. We all grew up with it, and especially the animated series. And I think like, wow, that is so weird. In 2000 was still big, of course, with the movies and everything. But then, the whole thing, it's just yet the biggest franchise, and now you got people 18 or 20 years old that they don't even know the X-Men,
Yeah.
and they think that,
They don't
yeah.
have it good like we had it. You know what I mean? We had the stories, we had the lore, and that kind of brings me to my next question for you: is we talked about your collecting journey, but what got you into comics and what got you in? Is it the story? Is it the artistry? Is it the covers? Is it the panels? Like, what was the thing that pulled you into the comics?
Well, yeah, that started with X-Men, the animated series, because I live in Europe, so our comic shops are way different, and we don't, we cannot get the comics locally. And now these days, I suppose you can order them. So through time, especially with the start of the internet after 2000 and everything, when the internet became bigger, I was always looking at the wikis, the Wikipedias of X-Men, and I was just like, oh, what is Cyclops doing now? Or what is that one doing now? What is Beast up to these days? So every now and then, every couple of weeks or every couple of months, I just catched up on my X-Men lore without reading the comics, right?
Yeah.
So that was a bit weird. And then in 2019, I was living in Denmark at the time, and I was just at I don't know, just a Sunday, I suppose, just a boring day. And I was going through the wiki again, and I was like, well, there must be something that I can read somewhere, on the internet, I suppose. So I just started Googling, and then I found out Marvel Unlimited. And so I subscribed to it. It's like $5 a month or something. Doesn't cost anything, and I could read everything, and my mind went just like, and I didn't sleep for 3 days, man. I didn't sleep for 3 days. But
Oh
then you
my
got,
danger.
but then you got to think like, okay, where do I start with the X-Men? Because that's another thing with Marvel comics. If people are interested in it, it's really hard to get into it. That's why manga is so popular. You just start at volume one. You know, if you want to read whatever Naruto or something, I don't know these names, but I've
Yeah.
heard about them. And they said like, well, you start with issue number one, volume number one. Like, duh. It's like, oh, is that how it works? Well, with the X-Men, you just like, damn, where do I start? You're not gonna start at, well, you can start at the very first one, but there are thousands of comics. So for me, it was just like, okay, I'm gonna, look at the internet, all the forums. Where should I start? And then I saw this name coming, like Astonishing X-Men, again and again and again. I was like, all right. So I tapped that one on Marvel Unlimited, and then I started reading it, and I was like, oh, I know this one because years ago in 2007 or something, 2008, you had the stop motion series of the Astonishing X-Men, and
Yeah.
back then you could watch them on. Yeah, that one was cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Man, that was awesome. I was like, I know this stuff. So then I started, so then I started reading it, and then you got the whole story with Colossus and with Kitty's coming back to the X-Men. She's really the main character, and then you go back in time, right? Because and that with the whole wiki kind of thing that I was reading up on, and now everything just was just merging together. It's like, oh yeah, this is awesome. So then I started reading all the comics because I wanted to understand Astonishing X-Men better, and from there on, I just read everything up to now. So basically,
Nice. So, speaking of that, were you more into the older vintage comics, or do you prefer reading the Marvel? I mean, the modern X-Men
yeah.
books?
I like them from around 2000 and up, but basically it's I think 98 is where Marvel Knights started. So yeah, from Marvel Knights and onward. I do like the older stories, but for me, the artwork like the 90s and especially late 80s and early 90s with the Liefeld and McFarlane era, it's cool. Absolutely, it was super different, of course, at the time, but to me, it is the panels are so busy, because they were trying to outdo each other with all the line work. You
Yeah.
know, McFarlane makes 800 lines. Liefeld goes like, I make 1,300 lines. So it is all cool, but sometimes when I read them, my eyes are getting really tired, man. So I like the cleaner look, I suppose. From 2000, you got a more cleaner look, I suppose, and especially now with all most of the comic work is digital. So yeah, I like it from 2000 around and then onwards.
Right on, man. So, I see you really like X-Men. So, is that how
Yeah.
you got your name, Exhibition, or how did you come up with your name?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I had a different name. So the thing was, I was making an account. I'm not gonna lie, man. I was hitting the whiskey bottle, and I just discovered VeVe, and I was like, oh man.
You
And then
better one
I wanted,
whiskey and baby.
yeah, Fro knows what I'm talking about. And then I was making an account on Twitter, and then Twitter said welcome back. So apparently I already had a account that I didn't know about, and so then I started thinking about a handle or a user's name, and I think I had something different before. I'm not sure, but at some point it's like, all right, I was now in VeVe. I had a couple of comics. I knew what they were going to do. They were going to make a sort of VeVe verse, metaverse kind of thing. And what I'm going to do? It's like, oh man, I'm going to make a digital museum. I'm going to make an X-Men digital museum. And I was like, I'm going to buy all the X-Men comics. It was before VeVe Green, by the way, because I thought like, oh, I'm going to buy all the common, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, and a secret rare, and I'm going to display them all. I was like, right, that is a solid idea. And then like X-Men 30 came out, the one with Jean Grey and Cyclops getting married, and that one didn't really sell that well. So then I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy a whole bunch of secret rares, which I did because they were going to burn them. And I was like, oh, then I'm the only one, there's only 150 people who can have that comic, and then I'm the one of the few who can actually make a museum and have all those covers. So it's like, so I just grabbed them all, and now they are just completely worthless.
But they're
Yeah, but
yours.
But not to
they're
you.
yours now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Um,
yeah, that was my idea, man. And but then VV Green or VV Comics dropped, and that whole idea. I mean, I cannot buy every comic on VV Comics, so that was the idea first. But I'm like, well, I'm still gonna make that exhibition of the X-Men comics. So that is exactly what it is. It just that
Nice.
felt a little different. That's where it's coming from. Exhibition.
Very cool.
nice. So, who is your favorite comic character then? Like, I'm assuming it's something related to X-Men. But I'm just curious who your favorite is and what's special about them.
Yeah, well, actually, I got two favorites because well, my first favorite is Kitty Pryde, aka Shadowcat or Ariel or Sprite or whatever you want to call her, but she's mostly known as Shadowcat. Um, the whole reason why I like her so much is because my entry point, or my official entry point, I suppose, and that is Astonishing X-Men. And Astonishing X-Men is such a good comic because there's a really good comic for people who are interested in X-Men but don't know where to start. Just like I a couple of years ago. So the thing is you got 24 issues, and then you got the final. So it's just Astonishing X-Men 1 to 24, and then you got giant size Astonishing X-Men #1, and that is the final of it. And so what Joss Whedon did is like he brought back a small team, just a team of 6 people, and he got a really good focus on them. So Emma Frost bathes Emma Frost. Wolverine drinks a lot of beer. He's not the main character. I suppose Cyclops is the sort of the main character. Well, everyone got their own story, but if there is a main character, then it's Kitty Pryde. And by the way, Kitty Pryde and Joss Whedon, he made Buffy the Vampire Slayer, right?
I was just going
He,
to ask that because that's where I know that name from. I was a huge Buffy fan.
yeah,
I didn't realize he was part of the comic space too.
yeah, you're a Buffy fan. Oh,
Oh
then I
yeah,
got.
I watched
Oh,
it
I got
all.
some. I got some alpha for you then. So hold on,
Let's
hold
go.
on.
Give it to
so
me.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer is inspired by Kitty Pryde. Joss Whedon was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make this strong female character, and he based it on Kitty Pryde. But the thing is, what is her last name? What is the last name of Buffy?
Summers?
Yeah, what is Cyclops' last name? Scott.
Yo.
No.
Oh yeah. Oh
What?
yeah.
Yo,
Oh
what? I was
yeah.
today years old.
Yeah, so the whole thing, Joss Whedon, he made Astonishing X-Men, and his whole plan was, when he made Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so his whole thing was to make them a member of the Summers family. So Buffy the Vampire Slayer, she is made or coded as the sister of Cyclops. You can look it up. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so
That,
that's Astonishing X-Men is where it starts.
no, well, it started with Buffy the Vampire Slayer itself.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I said it a bit confusing. So when he made Buffy, he was inspired by Kitty, and he was like, "I'm gonna make her the sister of Cyclops and Havoc, of course, and Gabriel, but of Cyclops." But then
Cool.
Marvel, yeah, Marvel later on was like, no," so they put a stop to it. But that is how she was made. Yeah, absolutely.
That's really
Sheesh.
cool. Yeah, no, I loved that movie.
Yeah.
Or well, I love the movie, I love the TV series. I think I have one comic. So I'd like to see that comic on the VeVe app for sure. I'd
Oh,
go
from
back and read
Buffy.
it.
Yeah,
Buffy, yeah, I would love to see it.
yeah. You
So
also,
I'm also
yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
How it's like connected.
Oh, I was about to say that in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, there's this dance scene between Buffy and a friend of hers. You always see it on Twitter as well, and they copied that very same scene in X-Men Evolution, an animated series. So as an homage to to connect everything with Buffy and the X-Men. So it's Kitty Pryde and Rogue who are dancing with each other, and that is they just drew over the dancing scene from a scene in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Whoa.
I had no idea.
This is why I like
Yeah,
talking to you. You got so much information. I don't even need Google or Grok. I just
yeah.
call up Exhibition and he'll tell me right there.
Yeah, I'm
So
always I'm always posting that scene in when every time when I see something of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I always post that one in, and then just next to each other, and then people go, like, "What the fuck is this?" It's like, yeah, baby, X-Men.
If you know, you know. Now we
Yeah,
know.
and Buffy the Vampire, they got a really strong fan base, by the way. So this is really
Hmm.
cool. They're really
yes.
hardcore. I
Yep.
really like that. Yeah,
Do you think there'll be a remake? I feel
of
like I've heard
Buffy.
rumors of a remake of Buffy.
Yeah, there's definitely one coming. I was reading something about we talked about that with the Web V, I think 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it's coming. They're busy with it, and I think she's coming back, right? Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I feel
So
like I've
yeah,
That's what
seen
I
something
saw.
like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Hmm.
so it is in the
So
work. Yeah,
I'm curious.
yeah,
If you had to have a special power or ability from a comic book character, what
yeah.
would it be, and would you use it for good or evil?
I always ask this question at work as well to people, and they look at me like I'm an
Too.
idiot. Oh, I don't know because there's so many cool powers, right?
Hmm.
Um,
There's so many.
I think one thing would be really cool is some kind of immortality, not true immortality because that will be horrible. You just live on, you just floating in space at some point. But some
Yeah.
kind of immortality, I really like that because even if you don't have any, that's why vampires are all rich, right? Because they just buy some ETFs in 1800s, and then
Yeah, they got
200
into
years
Bitcoin
later,
early.
yeah, right. So they buy Bitcoin now, and then in the 2300, it's worth 4 trillion or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely some immortality. Let's see. Do I have to pick a character, or can I make something up?
No, just the power,
Combine.
that's fine. And if you would use it for
Oh,
good or evil. But I guess you could use
ooh,
both.
I'm not sure. Well, I don't think. Well, that's the cool thing about Marvel comics, right? Because they use their powers for good, but not everyone is good. That's the
Yeah.
cool thing about it. 'Cause like Superman, he's basically always good, right?
Yeah.
Um,
And
and
not to
yeah,
bring it back to Buffy, but that's the one thing I loved about that TV show is how you
yeah.
could have a character. It was the first time I saw a character that I hated and loved at the same time.
Was
And they
that
did that with
Spike?
Angel and
Oh,
Spike. Even Angel, there was times I didn't like him. But
right.
yeah, Spike too was another one. But that was the first time I'd kind of seen that time where you have a character that you can relate to and like, and then you absolutely despise as well. So I thought
Yeah.
that's
Well,
interesting.
Yeah.
Angel was a vampire as well, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
but I thought he
Yeah.
did bad stuff at times.
Yeah, my brother was always watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I've seen it, of course. Everybody's seen it,
Yeah.
but so yeah, Angel. Oh yeah, but immortal. I like the idea of having immortality. Yeah, for sure. And things
Yeah.
of flying. I like flying, but when you really
Mhm.
start to think about it, that shit is scary, man. I always picture it as a sort of a more like swimming in the air, I suppose.
Mhm.
If that makes sense. And
Yeah,
then
and
they
what if
did,
you're scared of heights, right?
yeah, don't pick flying. That's
What if you're stuck with that power though, but
yeah.
you're scared of heights?
That'd be the
But
worst.
yeah, but
You
what
like
they
you
did,
like dream sleep, and you're like flying up in the air in your dreams. You wake up like, oh god, look at
Oh,
that
And
man.
you feel it in your stomach. Yeah. Like you've
dude, yeah,
fallen.
man, I never even think about that. Sleep flying instead of
Yeah.
sleepwalking. Oh, dude.
Oh,
Ooh.
jeez. That could be
That would be
dangerous.
scary. And also, when you fly, are you, how about the landing? Because if you don't have any other superpowers, your ankles are gonna hit your shoulders right when you land.
You just tuck and roll, tuck and roll.
That's the
Tuck and
roll,
roll.
yeah.
There you go.
Just do the
Yeah.
judo roll. No.
Oh man.
Oh, so yeah,
I feel
the
like that
flying
could
too much.
get lonely after a while, though, the immortality.
Yeah, so not true immortality there. So you can always pull the plug. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Okay.
so when
I've
you're
had
like,
enough.
yeah,
Optional
I've
immortality.
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like I would
Absolutely.
go with time travel.
No, no.
Just to visit some place at a certain time. Like I'd love to see the
Yeah,
dinosaurs or see, like, I don't know. I think I'd
yeah,
go time travel.
but are you like a visitor, or you step on a butterfly and you know
Yeah, I
what's
was
gonna
gonna ask
happen,
that.
right? Yeah,
No, just an observer. Like maybe they couldn't
like
even see me,
right,
Okay.
but it's
right.
just like, yeah,
Yeah, that would
just
be
to be
cool.
in a space and experience it.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Interesting.
I'd pick
Mhm.
Mystique. I'd be Mystique and just be able to change into whoever I want at any time. And
Oh.
I would have too much fun with that. I would have too much fun.
Yeah, and Mystique, she has a kind of a immortality as well, right? Of a sort of, it's age slowly.
Yeah.
Now to think of it, so about immortality, I think I want to have Emma Froster powers, because Emma Frost, when she sleeps in diamond form, that's why she doesn't age. We see that in Old Man Logan, when she's still young.
Yep.
When Logan is already old and Hawkeye is blind and old, and she's still young because she sleeps at night in a diamond form. So that will be a good thing. So and you're sort of almost indestructible, and you have the immortality with it. So that would be cool. Yeah, man, I
Mm,
pick
yeah.
diamonds.
Let's
There
go.
you go.
Yeah.
What about you, D?
I think I would like healing powers. Like for like fast healing for myself, but then also the ability to heal someone else.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
that's
Yeah,
what's
I mean,
up.
there's like so many powers that I would like, but I think that's like the main thing. Then also to be able to like teleport and like not have to deal with driving and be stuck in traffic. It's like I think of a
Yeah.
place and I'm like there. Or
Like
Well, you
go to
should-
a
Nightcrawler.
Yeah. So that and healing powers, I think I'll be pretty set.
You should
Yeah.
be Hope Summers then, because Hope Summers can just mimic or take any power she wants. So
True.
that
Very
would be
true.
cool as well. So you don't have to choose. Yeah, man, I'll be Hope Summers. I will just be everything.
Just be
Done.
everything.
Just
Yeah.
done.
There you go. I have the buffet of mutant powers.
Yeah. It's the all in one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Um
only problem is she's dead now, but yeah.
yeah,
Wah, wah, wah.
self healing, self healing. But exhibition, I also wanted to ask you because I know you're a big supporter of Get to the Comics, and you're also like a co-pilot. You have a role as a
Yeah.
co-pilot, and then for the WebV spaces, you also have your own little segment. I think it's called like Vitamin C with Exhibition.
Vitamin C. Yeah.
So can you just kind of elaborate on those two things, and just kind of tell us what your special value is that you bring to these two different shows?
Well, the whole well, it's not about me, but no, I really wanted to support Alex, Osman collects. That is the main thing behind it, because he's working so hard. He does it 3 times a week, every Wednesday morning, Wednesday evening, or slash Thursday morning. That depends where you are in the world. Every Sunday, and then he does the whole get to the comics thing. And the good thing about him is that he brings the whole community together and let people speak for the first time, because when you have to speak for the first time, it can be a bit I was nervous as hell. I was So I went on Twitter and then I saw people holding spaces, and I was like, what the hell are spaces? This is weird. And then I jumped in there and most people were playing music or something. I was like, okay. And then I stumbled on WebV, and what Alex did was he made the whole program. And the whole WebV, by the way, is of course a collection of people, of mind-like people. But he's the host of it, and so what he does, he has this kind of program and talking points, and he goes multiple times in the show, like, hey, anybody want to jump on, practice a little bit. That's important. So I was like, oh man, I'm gonna say something. I was just waiting till X-Men came up or something, and then I'm gonna press that button, and then I'm gonna say something. So every Sunday I was just waiting for it. But then the momentum builds, right? I was like, no, I'll try again next week. And then next week came, and then the whole week I was like, okay, this Sunday I'm going to say something on WebV. And then Sunday came and I chickened out again and again and again. And then finally I pushed that button and I started talking, and that was pretty good, man. I was like, cool. I was relaxed, but I was fast talking. And then I heard, yeah, we cannot hear you, man. We cannot hear you. What's going on? Are you there? Are you there? I was like, shit. And then because I didn't press the unmute, so I was still muted. And then I pressed the unmute button, and then I just stumbled my way through, and I was like, so that was
It's like, wait,
horrible.
are you drunk right now?
Yeah.
And that's what's awesome about the space, right? People like Alex who provide a space where, like you said, Richard, you're waiting for the right time to do it. And when you got comfortable enough because you knew that you were basically in a place where, we will support you, you are able to do it. And I think that's a lot. That is one of the biggest things about the VeVe community is we help people branch out, and help
Exactly.
people just do things that they're not used to doing. And public speaking for a lot of people is super duper hard, especially you're putting yourself up there. I know what that was like the first time I went on stage. You press the
Right.
little microphone, you're like, oh god, and you're like in that little elevator thing, right? And then you pop out on the other side and go, hey, so you popped up here. What you want to talk about? You're like, oh god, I hope I don't sound stupid. Am I breathing too hard? And like all this type of stuff. But that's the beauty of this space and the beauty of this community and the beauty of the people that we have as hosts is that they're able to make it easy, make it comfortable for you. And like I'm really glad that you're up here talking with us, like, Richard. Like it's really really cool. It's really been
Yeah. Thanks, man.
it's awesome getting to know about you, learn about you, and definitely when I have some X-Men questions, I know exactly who I'm going to. You know what I mean?
So yeah,
So
though, yeah. So that's why I appreciate Alex so much. And then over time, then you become more comfortable with it. And then I did the podcast with Dee and Nano, and I was like, all right, now I'm going to do some camera work.
Yeah, face
show
reveal.
show the world my beauty. And
Yeah,
I
that's awesome.
remember when I was speaking in class, when you're in middle school, you have to do a presentation or something, right? And I
Oh
remember my
gosh,
buddies.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember my buddies. They were always laughing because I was touching my nose the whole time, and I was just, my head movements the whole time, and
Mhm.
so they were making fun of me and they were mimicking me. So I saw four guys just touching the nose at the same time every time I touched my nose while having a presentation. So. Then I went on a podcast. I was like, okay, Richard, don't do that. Don't do that. Keep your head still and don't touch your nose. And then I rewatch it. I'm touching my nose the whole time. I'm just like a bobblehead.
It's
What
like,
do I
what
do
do
with
you
my
do with
hands?
your hands? Put them
What do I
under your pits.
do?
And it's
Be a
still.
superstar.
That was really funny. But it's all good, man. It's all good. And now I'm really comfortable because last Friday I was on Get to the Comics again. I think
Yeah.
this was
Mhm.
my third time I did. The first time I did X-Men, it was his old channel. And
Mhm.
then
Yeah.
I was just commentating. I didn't really know what it was. And then the time after I did Thor, and then we started to do a sort of bit of it, the voices and everything. And then I did with Chris Evers. We did Nova. It was super cool. And now a couple of months later, man, did we do again? What comic was it? Um, we did Fantastic Four. Yeah, Fantastic
Nice.
Four. Yeah, with Franklin Richards. So what? And that's the other cool thing about Get to the Comics because people hear about all these characters, and then now you can just pick them. So for me, I pick Nova because people sort of heard about Nova, but they don't really know him. So then I get a chance to talk about this awesome character and Franklin Richards, why he is so cool and why he's so ridiculously strong and everything, and him being a mutant and that always causes some friction with the Fantastic Four and that with the X-Men and everything. So that's so cool, man. I really love that channel, and that's why I'm a supporter of it. And basically, just to support Alex, like from, hey man, good job with everything, and you just bringing the community together, and then also the thing, behind the scenes, people have to get, you have to get your gear, you have to get your microphones, have to get subscriptions for certain stuff and for streaming. So it's just like, hey man, this is for you. Whatever, do what you want with it. It's just a support, and I want him to keep going. I mean, he does keep going because he's
Yeah.
doing it for a long time. But yeah, just some extra support, absolutely. And by the way, it was California Comics. I've been talking to him a long time. I think he was one of the first guys I really connected with on Twitter.
Mhm.
And then I heard he was doing a supportership for WebV, and I was like, oh yeah, I didn't know you can do that. Yeah, so just sent Alex a DM. Was like, hey buddy, let's do this, And then we came up with this whole thing, co-pilots, and we got this private chat and everything. So it's really cool. It's really cool, man. I love it so much. It's really cool to be in that space and do a little bit extra, I suppose. Yeah.
And
And
that's
now,
an important thing, man, because people like you who support these creators behind the scenes, helping them out with different things, that it helps the creators keep doing what they're doing, right? And that's creating content. And by you supporting Oz in that way, I know he super duper appreciates it, just like how everybody else supports each other in this space. Things
yeah, the
things
other
like that, it really means a lot. Yeah.
The other person I support is Collectors Come Digital,
Josh, yeah, yeah.
Josh. Yeah,
Gosh, yeah.
yeah. He used that kind of different tiers with his membership. He only
Mhm.
has one tier now, and so but I'm pretty sure that in the future he has some plans to build that out and
Oh yeah.
make it known on VV as well, or on
Yeah.
Twitter. So
Oh, he's
it,
gonna make some noise. There's no
right.
Mhm.
denying my man Josh. He's coming. He's
Yeah.
coming. So
Yeah.
we just gotta be prepared.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And for him, it is he's making these quality videos, man. Just
Yeah.
week
High
in, week
quality.
out. Absolutely. And every time I don't understand anything, I
Hmm.
just I just go to his channel. I was like, I need that breakdown. I need
Yeah.
that breakdown.
Exactly.
Yeah, and he makes it really just really coherent, and you really intake it really easily what he's talking about. And yeah, really good channel there. Also, Mr. Falcons has some really good tutorials also in the VeVe verse. Yeah,
Yeah.
just shout out to everybody that's building and making stuff for the community. It's awesome, man. Richard, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the radio show today. And what we like to do for all of our comic guru on the councils is ask you for a little bit of homework. What is a comic book that D Raven and I can really dive into that we may not have done before that you really think we would benefit from?
Yeah. Well, I started seeing X-Men, of course, but therefore you need Marvel Unlimited for it because only #1 is on VeVe Comics. Um, I think at this moment, I think Fantastic Four by Ryan North, that is the best book Marvel has right now. Absolutely. I think that series is so incredibly well done. It is so good. It's absolutely my favorite at the moment, and it already started 2.5 years ago. And not everything is on VeVe, but that doesn't matter because every issue is its own adventure. And so last week we did it on Get to the Comics, and that adventure is just is only contained in that issue. So there's a comet coming of an asteroid coming to Earth, and everything is going to explode. And so that happens. That problem is on page 1, and then page 22, it's done. So it's like a Saturday morning show. It really takes you back in time, but with the modern storytelling, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, so Fantastic Four by Ryan North. That is absolutely my tip if you're looking for a comic to read, and also with the movies coming up, of course. So then you can, when everybody's going to watch that movie, you can just flex your knowledge about about Fantastic Four. It's like, oh, actually, there's not only a son, there's also a daughter. Ooh, that sort of
Yeah.
thing.
That's so awesome. Again, Richard, man, I really appreciate you taking your time coming and really just talking about your love for comics and your love of X-Men. I think we all got a little bit something from you. So yeah, appreciate you, man. You have a great day, my friend. All right.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you,
you very
Richard.
much. Thank you
Yeah,
for having
thank
me.
you.
Thank
We're
you
gonna
so
have to
much.
do part 2 on the podcast because we only got your intro so far. So we gotta
That's
come back
right.
for part 2.
Will do. Will do.
Let's go. We're gonna close out the show, but we have a quick commercial break.
This episode was brought to you by the Real Uncommon Podcast. That is right, the Real Uncommon Podcast. It's uncommon, and it's a podcast in a pod. We are podding out here. Brought to you by the Real Uncommon Podcast. Let's go. Let's go. Look at my hat. I look amazing. 60 tracks? Yo! Wait. Is this a blind box?
Sir, shout out to our boy Kid Arcade last week coming in. I have to play that because nobody can stop me. Let's go.
God, we are podcasting in a pod right now, guys.
Right now,
Right?
baby. I love that, dude. Man, so we have some really amazing shows coming up today. We have Builders Assemble with Mainsy at the Collectors Hub. That's going to be at 1:30 Pacific time today. We have Camping Out with the Comics with Mahalo and Mass tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We have the Real Uncommon Podcast with a 2 for Tuesday show. Comics and Collectibles live stream tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We also have VeVe in the future with Chad. That's going to be brought to you by VeVe Magic tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We have Web V Wednesday tomorrow at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And then we just have so many other shows out there. We have O'Malley, we have Emoji. We have so many people that's putting out content. Please check it out. Support your friends. It's awesome. Anything you guys want to add?
Yeah, check out all the the shows happening, all the spaces happening. There's a lot to fill your week. And yeah, just support one another and, whatever everyone's putting out. There's lots.
Yeah, thank you guys for being here. Like my mind's still spinning with the Buffy the Vampire stuff. So I'm going to be going into Google some stuff right now. But, no, it's been fun. I've had a blast. And thank you, everyone. You've been listening to VeVe Radio,
where you collect big.
Dream bigger.
And we'll see
See you
you
next
next
time.
time.